90 minutes away from being in a Europa League final, which is absolutely insane when you think about it, considering it's our first ever season in Europe. I didn't think we'd get this far, but somehow we have. So let's go and play 90 minutes of football and see if we can get there. And welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today we have got the second leg of the semi-final of the Europa League against West Ham, and then we've got Crystal Palace, the bogey team we have at the moment. We can't really seem to beat in anything. They come up afterwards in the Premier League. Since we were here, we only played one game, and it was against Stoke City, and we were 2-0 down in the first half. I think we scored one. Mark Hall scored just before half-time, actually. And in the second half, we absolutely took charge and scored 3 goals. 2 of them coming in the 90th minute. I'll give you that, to be fair. But we did manage to win 4-2 in the end. And it came literally 2 days after that game against Southampton. And this game against West Ham is 2 days later as well. So we've had a lot of games this week. Obviously, the Southampton game was looking poor. And the Stoke game looked exactly like it until we scored more goals. We had to change the entire starting 11. We changed from goalkeeper to striker, every position starting 11, because no one was above 85% condition after that Southampton game, and with a day's rest they couldn't get fit enough. So we changed the whole starting 11, and fortunately with a few substitutions in the second half it did work out for us. So we've got 2 pretty decent 11s, to be fair. That first starting 11 didn't do much against Southampton, and to be fair, for the first half the second starting 11 didn't do much against Stoke, but they managed to pull it back and actually managed to get a win there, which was nice. So it basically means that 7th place is ours now. I don't think we're going to move much either way. With 3 games to go for us this season, we are sitting... Where are we sitting? We're sitting 7th, obviously, 7 points ahead of Everton, so I don't think we're going to drop 7 points to them and go down to 8th. At the same time, we're 5 points behind Southampton and 9 points behind Liverpool and Man City. Providing Liverpool and Man City lose their last 2 games of the season, of course we play Liverpool in one of those games, there's a chance for us to actually go and get Champions League football still. However, that does obviously rely on them not winning games and us getting more goal difference and things like that. So it's a lot to ask for, but it's not quite out of the question, but this won't happen, will it? Right, the team for tonight's game then. Reynolds in goal. He's the only change, no change basically from the last game. To be fair, actually though, I say that we'll bring Marseillaise on just so we can have that starting 11 back. We can say we swapped 11s all the time. So Marseillaise starts in goal with Masevic, Patino, Benteke and Ferreira at the back. Jalapeno and Mertens start in the midfield with Gomez, Diaz and Despacito in that attacking midfield trio, with Hammer Time starting up front. Right, kick-off is upon us and we find ourselves in the driving seat after that first leg where we won 2-0 at home. So we've got 2-0 lead. No away goals, obviously, because we've not played away. But crucially, West Ham have no away goals. So that's pretty decent. So just the 1 goal here, I reckon, could do it for us, I think. Saying that, though, West Ham are coming forward now with Zukov, who tests the keeper early on in this game. But Marseillaise is up to the challenge for West Ham right now. They're a decent side, West Ham, to be fair. They've been slightly unlucky in the league this season, I think. I'm sure one season they did get Champions League qualification. I'm not entirely sure. They may have just missed out on it, but I'm sure they did 2 or 3 seasons ago. So they're a decent side in this game. They've fallen from grace a little bit this season, finishing around mid-table. They want to be a bit higher as they come forward again, and crucial tackle by someone there in the area now. We've got a counter-attack coming forward as Gomez has been put forward. He's through on his own. Unfortunately, though, Jack Butland is wise to what he's going to try and do and manages to make the save, but a decent little move from us. I do feel nervous going into this game, though, of course, on the grounds that it's only 2-0, and that could turn around very, very quickly. As we found out last game, we were 2-0 down at some point, and then we came back and won 4-2. So it does mean, they could come back and score 3, for example, this game, if we're not on our A game. And I'm a little bit sceptical if we actually are our A game at the moment. In the Europa League, we definitely have been. We have been all season. In the league, we are a little bit hit and miss at the moment, especially at this kind of stage of the season, of course. We went 2-0 down to Stoke before winning, but then we went 3-0 down to Southampton last episode and scored 2 goals in the second half. It wasn't enough, obviously. So we've been a little bit hit and miss with our form recently. Slightly inconsistent, and West Ham are going to be wanting to try and prove that they're a decent side and want to try and punish us for our inconsistencies. But Hammer Time puts Gomez through beautifully. If he can just get it across, selfish. We've got another chance though now with Diaz, who collects the ball and plays it towards Hammer Time, although Ginter makes a decent interception, but so does our Jalapeno now as he brings it back forward once again. Diaz with another chance to put a killer move forward to Gomez, hits the post, but Hammer Time is there to pick up the rebound, make it 3-0. We've got an away goal now, so if West Ham want to win outright, well, they have to score 4 goals. If they score 3, we win on away goals, obviously. So they've got to score 4 goals now. What should happen now? What should happen now that I said that? I'm sure I've jinxed it as they're trying to come forward now. Jankto on the ball for them, trying to make a little move coming forward now. Marquez His pass intercepted by Benteke, but Benteke's clearance not the best. Although we have retained possession now with Hammer Time now coming forward, leading the attack with plenty of players. Hammer Time, 2-0. This is settled now. We're going to the final. I must say, for all the inconsistencies we've had in the league at this kind of stage of the season, we make up for it in absolute dominance in the Europa League. We've been so dominant all season, apart from like the qualifying rounds where we did concede quite a few goals and lose a game actually. The only game we've lost this season in the Champions League in the qualifying rounds is Diaz makes it 3-0 on 33 minutes. We've scored some quick fire goals now, and it's now 5-0 in aggregate. They're not scoring 6. What have I said? It's over. Yeah, as I said, the only game we've lost in the Europa League this season in the qualifying round was it the first ever one? Was it Hammarby we lost to, I think? And that was like the one game I've not shown you. Literally, I think that's the one game I've not shown you. Actually, I didn't show you a few group stage games, did I? We drew one of those, but every game that I've shown you, we've won. And it's a game that I've not shown you where we've not done so well in, actually. Which I guess the players want to turn up for you guys. I guess they realise that they're being recorded and they're on camera and they want to turn up for you guys and put in a good performance like they have done now. Lazio Roma still 0-0, so I'll be interested to see who goes through from that. Obviously, I've got a preference of Roma because we did beat them 5-0 in the group stage. You also drew with them 2-2, but we did beat them 5-0, which makes me think we can do it again. I can also see that it would be absolute poetic justice, though, if we get to the final against Roma and then they beat us 5-0. I can absolutely see that happening as well. And actually, I'm a little bit scared that will happen. Like, Football Manager has a weird way of doing these kind of things, and I feel like if we get to final against Roma, that is a likely outcome of the game, us losing 5-0. West Ham had just scored. I wasn't particularly paying much attention. Let's just watch it back very quickly on this little highlight thing. I guess a cross comes in, or Bastian plays it into Zukov, and Zukov gets past his man, and fair play, puts it past Bryce Urza. Urza should have been better there, I think, but Zukov, fair play, got it past him. They've got a consolation goal. That's all it is, a mere consolation goal. They've got to score 5 more now, actually, if they want to win, obviously, and that's not happening in the 20 minutes left of this game. So actually, let's make some changes quickly. We do have a league game coming up soon. Jalapeno's looking tired, so Crazy Eyes can come on for him. Anyone else looking a little bit tired? Masovic looking tired, so Bacholk can come on for him. There are 2 changes we'll make for now. We may make one a little bit later on, but Ferreira coming forward now. He's crossed rubbish. I don't think that's actually a highlight. I feel like that's just sort of filling time while the tactics screen was up. I've got to say, though, to be fair, West Ham have come back into this game in the second half. They are now beating us for shots. At one point, we were miles ahead of them. I think we had 11 shots on 30 minutes. So to be fair, considering it's now 80 minutes, we only had 15, the 4 shots since then. Perhaps our performance has been a bit subpar since then, but it doesn't matter too much. We've got the business done. And it's now the 85th minute, and we're coming forward again now. Perhaps we're going to get another goal here and really put the tie to bed. I don't know what that was. What was that? And there we go. It is full time. It's 3-1 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. And guess what? We're going to a European final. Absolutely insane. Passionately, we're in the final. Congratulations. You absolutely deserve it. Angel Gomez, he doesn't care. He does not care at all. I mean, a few guys look a bit keenly. Diaz is deep in thought for whatever reason. But a few guys just don't seem to care, which is a little bit weird. That does worry me. Roma win the other semi-final in extra time. It's a Lincoln Roma final, and actually, that's kind of fine by me. Although I have worried myself into thinking now that it's going to be poetic justice for them to beat us 5-0. But I am confident that we could beat them. We beat them in the group. It's funny as well how it's the same team from the group stage that we're coming up against. So that's kind of cool. It's ours for the taking. We have to be favourites for that final on the grounds that we've already beaten them 5-0. We have to be. Now, we've got the Crystal Palace game coming up in a few days' time. Other Premier League games are going to take place then. I was going to do a Liverpool game on the last day of the season, but I'm not going to do that unless it looks like we are actually going to perhaps get European qualification, Champions League qualification. As I was saying earlier from a league table, you can just sort of see a little bit I'm talking about here. We are pretty safe for 7th place now. I can't see Everton getting past us. In fact, if we win against Crystal Palace, Everton can't overtake us. And if Liverpool or Man City win, then we can't get Champions League football. So 5th, 6th or 7th is where we'll finish. And that's Europa League football for next season. So I'm not really too fussed about where we finish. So if things happen and it means we can't get European football and we're going to come 5th, 6th or 7th, then we're not going to do any more league games, although there's only been 2 more after that, West Brom and Liverpool. So then the next episodes are going to be the cup finals, which are pretty big, to be fair, aren't they? That is big, isn't it? I've just realised as well, this Crystal Palace game is away from home. If we don't do another episode, then there's going to be no more games. If we don't do another league episode, in fact, it may only be the West Brom game that we've got left, actually, looking at this. Yeah, the West Brom game is going to be the last game ever at Central Bank Stadium before we move to the next one next season. So it was that Southampton game. That was the last one that you're going to see. That was the last one that you're going to see, basically, of us at Central Bank. I didn't even realise how close that was. Oh, that is sad, isn't it? Central Bank, Lincoln's home since the 1920s or what? I mean, it's probably not. I want to say it's something like that. We had a stadium before that called John O'Groats. Central Bank. When was it originally built? It says 1894. That could be true, actually. To be fair, because the club was founded in like 1884, I think. Yeah, 1884 founded, so I guess we played there for 10 seasons before we moved to Central Bank. So longer than I thought, actually. And then we moved to the 24,646 capacity stadium, Grant Brown Park, which I think is interestingly named. I mean, I would have thought I'd be a candidate for it, but apparently I'm only an icon or favourite person. I'm not even an icon. Like, Hammer Time is an icon. Danny Cowley is an icon, but I'm only a favourite personnel. I mean, I don't know what I have to do to become a legend, because I would have thought getting Lincoln to the Premier League, winning a League Cup and a Europa League Final would be enough for a legend status, but only favourite personnel, that's okay. Obiolore is still there. They're trying to tell me that I'm as loved as Obiolore. I mean, where's he even playing now? He's moved from wherever we sold him to. He's now at Standard Liège. We only had him for 3 seasons. Why is he a favourite personnel? I've been here nearly 10 years now, and I'm only a favourite personnel. Right, we're going to go for the exact same lineup once again, because we do need to win it, of course, if we want to get Champions League football next year, I think. Although we're playing on a Sunday, so I feel like other games may have already played. So we'll look at the table, actually, when we start this game. I didn't even check about that. Liverpool and Man City may have already played and may have already won their games, which means that we're not going to get Champions League football. We'll check the table very quickly as the game kicks off. Yeah, Liverpool and Man City both won. So no Champions League football for us then. Sorry about that. We still could get Champions League football if we beat Roma, of course. We're just not going to qualify for it in the league. So this is going to be the last league game of the season, on the grounds that I can't see us finishing anywhere other than 6th or 7th now. We're not going to even catch up with Man City now. So 6th or 7th is where we're going to finish. I don't see Everton overtaking us. There's still a few good points behind us. So it's just how it's going to be this season, I think. We're now automatically qualified for the Europa League as well if we finish 7th as well, which is decent. We're automatically qualifying for that now, those automatic places. So I think it's been a successful season. Well, it's been a very, very successful season when you think about it. Highest ever league finish as Hammer Time hits the post. An FA Cup final against Tottenham in the next episode, and then I think we'll do both cup finals in tomorrow's episode as well, which will be pretty decent. So we've got the FA Cup final, and then we've got Europa League final as well. So it's a huge season for us. It's been our best yet, and hopefully it's going to give us a lot to build on. Hopefully we can really do some decent recruitment over summer, get some top quality players in, really splash some cash maybe, and really start to push the boat out to really make us a top 4 side, maybe even a side looking to challenge for the title at some point soon. I think we're 2 or 3 seasons away from trying to challenge like Man United and Arsenal for those top 2 places. Meanwhile, though, it's been a very, very quiet game, this one so far against Crystal Palace, and we've just given the ball away there a bit cheaply, if you ask me. And they've given away even cheaplier. That's not a word, cheaplier. It's even cheaper. That's what I meant to say, obviously. But then again, we gave it away. So I'm trying to debate like what is a word and what isn't a word, and we're just giving possession away willy-nilly, not being very, very good. And Crystal Palace now with a chance to attack now through this man. McKinnon puts a great ball through to Malumbi, who was unmarked. O'Reilly even more unmarked. 1-0 Palace, who had just pulled, they were 18th going into today's game. They've literally just pulled themselves out of the relegation zone for that. And again, they're our bogey side. We've not beaten them for, this will be the 5th game in a row we've not beaten them now if we lose today. Or even draw, of course. It was Norwich who are our bogey side, and then we suddenly started beating them, and now it's Crystal Palace who are our bogey side. I'm not quite sure why it's these teams and why we can't seem to beat them, but, you know, strange things happen when these teams are fighting for survival, and right now, Crystal Palace are doing a good job of it by beating us and trying to get 3 points on the ball. This could be the 3 points they need. You know, Swansea may not win another game this season. So it's huge for Crystal Palace. They're trying to come forward now, though, once again with the ball. Although they've just given it away. Diaz now. Gomez into Mertens. Despacito. Status quo, to an extent, has been restored. But it hasn't been because he's offside. So we're still 1-0 down. I mean, I did not look at the... Don't look at the stats. I do not understand. Do not understand this game sometimes. This clearly is not working. So, let's go like this. Jimenez, come on as a target man, please. I'd love to take Diaz off, but In fact, I'm going to take him off. Hammer Time's going to be more of a complete forward on support, and Hall is going to come on as a advanced forward on attack, and Despacito can't play in the middle. So, Pandolfi, can you come on, matey, please? I've tried. Get yourself on the pitch. There we go. Jalapeno is going to be more of an advanced playmaker, just so we've got a bit more of a link between those two. We've got to go now. We've got to go. Backs against the wall. Attack fluid. This is something slightly different. Hope it works. Hall it's literally started the highlight with Hall like in behind his man, but he got tackled up last second now. We're trying to build once again. Jalapeno out to Jimenez. Jimenez through to... the dog is barking. She's obviously not happy with the way we've just scored that goal. I don't know what she's barking at. Willow... One second. Well, she wasn't really barking at anything, so she's going to come and help me. There's nothing there to bark at. I don't know what she heard and thought was funny. I don't know, but she's coming to help me now. Right, Palace trying to come forward now, and Jalapeno makes a decent tackle. His ball was a bit of a weird one, but Pandolfi now trying to dig himself out of danger. That was an awful ball. Here they come. Here they come. It's coming, isn't it? Johnson. Yep, there we go. I mean, she's not helped right now. Perhaps you're going to bring us some luck now. She can't make any tactical changes for us now. Obviously, a tactical dog on the grounds that I've done it all myself at half-time. And it's half work. We've got a goal, but we did concede as well. Hall, though. Come on, Willow. Come on. He's put us 2-0 up now. I wish it was 2-0 up, but what am I talking about? He's put us 2-2 now. I mean, I've got to say, we don't really deserve anything from this match the way we've played. But, we don't deserve anything with shots like that as well. That's the second time in 2 games he's done something weird like that. What is going on with Hammer Time? Like, it says something when he scored himself a goal, but is still only sitting on a 6.9. That says something about how poor he has played today. Here we go. 3-2. How are they doing this? How are they in the relegation zone? How are they in the relegation zone? And yet they've scored 3 past us, sitting in 7th, and had 24 shots. No one has done that. No one has had 24 shots against us this season. I can probably count on, at one hand, how many teams have had 20 shots against us this season, let alone 24. That's probably 25 they're going to count that as now. I don't understand how Crystal Palace is doing this. I don't understand how they managed to beat us so many times and why we just can't seem to do anything against them. It's really annoying. Hammer Time, though, come and make me less cross now. He puts it into Jimenez. If you dare miss this, Jimenez... If I had more substitutes available to me right now. I mean, we're on attacking. I should have gone overload a little bit earlier, I think. That's probably my fault. Demand more. We're also going to go and take some more risks. Okay, do it. Right now, do it. Take every risk possible to get 2 more goals right now. We've done it before. We did it in that Stoke game in between episodes. We scored 2 goals in the 90th minute. Now I want you to do that now. Not concede another goal. Thankfully, we didn't. Well, it was a highlight just before full time as Hammer Time's been put through. Again. He's missed it. Again. There's another one. I mean, either we're having some decent chances too late in the game, or Crystal Palace is going to get himself a 4th, and that is going to ruin it for me. It looks like it's a 4th for Palace now, as Benteke puts a bit of a risky pass back to the goalkeeper now, but Hammer Time now with a chance to try and do something, really. Pandolfi, Masovic out to Jimenez. Jimenez, do better this time. Into Hall. Thank you, Mark Hall, for rescuing a point at this moment in time. We've now got a minute to grab a goal. If we don't get that goal, I'm going to be very, very cross. We've got 5 seconds, but I feel like there should be a little bit more added time on the grounds that we've just scored that goal. We've probably had a minute of celebrations now. Hammer Time is through. Into Hall. Hall into Jimenez. Jimenez, get it across. Hammer Time. Get in! I love him. I love him to bits, Hammer Time. I slated him off too much. Wow. 93rd and 95th minute. Winners. This is why we are where we are on the table this year. Brilliantly to come... I don't know why I said brilliantly to come back. We played awfully that match. I don't understand how Crystal Palace did so well. They're getting relegated now because of us. Walker now wants an improved deal for Hall. I've had to promise so many players now, like... new contracts. Jalapeno, Hammer Time and Jimenez all getting new contracts at the end of the season. Hall, he only wants 15k a week, to be fair, bless him. What is he on now? He's only 1.6k right now, and he's valued at 12 million. 3-star current ability. He's got 14 goals in the league this season. 14 in the league! I did not know he scored that many. That is a fantastic return. 19 appearances. Only 7 starts. and he's got 40. That's fair play, Mark Hall. You deserve that new contract. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to negotiate it to shit with you right now because I'm a tight man and I not want to give you any money. So get rid of bonuses and things like that. Make this a more round number, for example. Wage after international appearances 20k. Get out of here. And this wage can go down to about 11k. Let's see if he accepts that. He wants 80. You greedy man. Minimum fee release of 17 million. Not a chance. These appearance fees have gone up quite a bit as well. We'll make them more round numbers. International cap. Get rid of that. I'll give you 13k then, mate. 13k. He's still not happy, but he's happy with the bonuses. 13k. We'll negotiate it down to 13k. It will happen. I know it will happen. Agent fee down to 30. I'm talking like pennies here compared to some of the contracts we offer some players. He's getting angry. So 17k. Will he do that? He'll do that. Mark Call on a new contract. 4 assists for Jimenez as well. That is some going, to be fair, mate. Actually, I will praise him for that. Your passing was a joy to behold. Keep it up. He appreciates it. Keep it up, Jesus. Right, next episode then is going to be both the cup finals. We're going to do, obviously, the Europa League final and then the FA Cup final. 2 massive games and hopefully 2 big wins. If you've enjoyed today's episode, and of course that incredible win in that last game right at the death, that was fantastic. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.